Welcome. I'm so happy to see you again, and in this video I will give a review about this Canadian Clay Pore Cleanser and that I got from Yes Style about a week ago, and it has been 4 days that I used it and I'm ready to give my review. Whether I like it or no, you will find it out. So in the previous video I mentioned that there were two ways you can purchase this cleanser. You can either purchase it on its own and then it will cost you like 34 Canadian dollars, or you can purchase it together with a brush. It was a set, so I wanted to purchase with the brush, but it was out of stock, so instead I got a separate brush by a different brand. But this brush is very similar to the one that goes in a kit together with this mask. So how they recommend to use it is apply it on the face. I still do not know whether it's supposed to be a mask or a cleanser, so I'm using it as a mask. So this is not okay. Let me say it again. So my first step in the evening is removing the makeup from the eyes and lips. After this I use cleansing oil or cleansing balm to remove all the makeup. After this I use the foaming cleanser together with Foreo Luna, and this is the fourth step that is kind of optional, so I use it as a cleansing mask. And so far I really like it, and it's very unique. I didn't see any other mask that looks like this, so I'm gonna show you. First of all, when you open it, you will see that inside it is covered with this wet tissue or like a cotton disc. I believe it helps to protect it from drying. So I think if this one dries up, you can simply replace it with any other wet cotton disc. Second special thing about this mask is the texture. It looks like a souffle and it feels like souffle, as if you mix together a clay and a cleanser and making this airy texture, like a souffle texture, and it feels so good to touch and apply it on your face. I'm gonna show it to you right now how I use it. I have just washed my face with a cleanser and I'm ready for this step. So usually when I use any clay masks, I prefer to apply them on a slightly damp skin. So I'm gonna just moist my face tiny little bit, just a little bit, not soaking wet, and I think I will need this thing. Okay, ready to go. Maybe you can apply it with a spatula. I love applying this kind of masks with my hands. It feels kind of luxurious. This texture is so soft and pleasant to touch and to apply. So I don't really want to use a spatula. Though maybe I should. What do you think? It's not as drying as other clay masks, not as thick. It feels airy when you apply it, and you have to apply it quite fast all over the face because once it dries up it starts to bubble. So I want it to bubble all over the face at the same time, so that's why I'm a little bit kind of rushing to apply it as fast as possible. Well, obviously you can take your time, honestly, you don't have to rush. It doesn't really matter if it starts bubbling while you haven't finished applying it yet, right? I'm sure there is nothing wrong about that. Can you see how it changes on the face? It's already start to foam. Those places where I already applied it, you see it starts to foam. Again, there is some reaction that happens when this clay touches the oxygen. I mean, some kind of chemical reaction. I'm not so strong in chemistry, so anyway, I have tried some bubbling masks before, and honestly it's quite entertaining to hear them bubble and foam on your face. So this one is not really so foamy, so you should not really expect any special effects here and a lot of foam on your face. No, not at all. But it's so nice to touch. Seriously, I enjoy applying it. Do you hear the bubbles? Let me change the microphone so maybe you could hear them. Did you hear it? So usually it takes about 10 minutes for the mask to dry up, and after it dries up it starts flaking. So I tried to keep it longer than 10 minutes, but after a while, because I keep talking and I can stay totally motionless, and then when I talk these dry flakes, they fall down, and basically all my clothes was covered with these dry flakes. So I do not recommend to keep it longer than 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes is over, then I will show you how I use this cleansing brush. So in the meanwhile, I'm gonna tell you more about this. This is by Beauty Artisan. I have no idea what it is. I got it from Yes Style as well, and it is really, really gentle. Look how cool is the bristles. They're super dense, but also super gentle. So when I tried to use it with this mask, it really felt as if I'm polishing my skin, but in a very gentle way. So after I removed the mask and touched my skin, it felt so incredibly smooth and a little bit tight. I cannot say that it was like super tight, you know, like that's kind of feeling that you get after using the clay mask. No, it's just that the skin was so clean and the pores were so small, it was like perfectly polished. I mean, I use clay masks quite regularly, and I use many other masks, but this kind of effect is quite rare. Seriously, I was impressed on the first day when I used it together with the brush. I was really impressed. So of course I do not use it with the brush every day because I think it's too intense. I mean, it's too much friction. So I use this brush maybe twice a week, or maybe even I can reduce to once a week. So it's not really necessary. You don't even really have to use the brush. I got it because I wanted to try what it feels like. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna pause the video now, and I will get back to you after the 10 minutes is over. See you. Okay, I'm back. So now it has been about 10 minutes since I applied the mask, and this is what it looks like right now. As you can see, those portions where I applied the mask thicker, so there are more bubbles, and if I press it, okay, let's try this part. It still feels a little bit moist underneath when these bubbles burst. So I can even keep it longer if I apply a thicker layer. But those areas where I applied a thinner layer, so they have completely dried out. It has started also to flake here on my pajamas. So I think it's time to start removing it. I have a bowl with water here. So I'm gonna wet it, and then I'm just gonna rub it gently, super gently. Honestly, you cannot really hurt yourself or damage the skin with this brush because it is so incredibly soft. I'm not sure if you can see from the video, maybe on the video it looks as if I'm applying pressure. I mean, I don't really apply a lot of pressure, and it glides so smoothly, and I don't feel anything. I don't feel like scratching or itching or anything. The bristles is completely soft, and this is what it looks like covered with a mask. If I'm not using a brush, I usually just wash it off with my hands and just massage it while washing it off. There are no scrubbing particles inside this mask. It's super smooth. It's actually quite pleasant to use this brush. I don't even want to stop doing it. It feels so good, serious. Cannot get enough of this. Okay, so I think I'm done with the brush. Right now I'm gonna go to the washroom and finish washing off the face just with the tap water, okay? And I will be back in a moment. All right, I'm back. Wow, it feels so refreshing, serious. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the skin. Do you see how tight and clean it is? And all the pores look so tight. I seldom see this kind of result from a clay mask. And I own quite a few very good clay masks that have very good reviews, and I see them working okay for me, but honestly this is the exceptional result for me. So here is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna use a sheet mask to moisturize my face. It doesn't really feel very tight, honestly. You see, like even when I smile, you don't see this like super tight skin. No, I don't feel very tight, but I usually do some kind of masks after deep cleansing, after a clay mask. So today I'm gonna try a moisturizing sheet mask from Yul, which I also got in the parcel from US Style. So I'm not gonna review that mask yet because today is my first time trying it, and that is gonna be the end of the video for now. So let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you tried this mask. If you want to get it, you can get it either from Yes Style or from iHerb. Okay, all right, thank you so much for being here, and I see you again soon. Bye.